phone stuff.
It's like, oh, I'm playing my game.
Oh shit!
Man,
Things are happening.
fuck being a YouTube star.
Yeah, I gotta do my.
I got Happy Street.
Happy Street. That's right.
All right.
Let's crush them all, but yeah. Which is the same people with Happy Street. So yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Yay!
Here we are. We're gonna call these. This is the first episode of Tabletop Talk, and it's like triple T something. We'll see what happens with this. This is my buddy Riley.
Hi.
And I'm Franz. And
we're here to pump you up.
Okay, let's start over.
I've been waiting all week to do
Okay.
Okay.
You've been waiting all week.
Yeah, as soon as you start recording, you were saying I'm Franz. Pump you up. It was going to be awesome. It was awesome for me.
All right.
That's all that matters.
That's fine.
We don't have to use it.
All right, so we're going to be talking about Osprey War Games Gaslands. And this is a vehicle combat game using Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars, and it's a racing game where you shoot people, and it has an interesting mechanic, and I'm going to have you explain some of the mechanics behind the game. There's a lot of templates in this game. I got them over here. I'll take some pictures and explain the templates. There's a special gear rule where whatever gear your vehicle is in determines how many actions you have, how fast you go, what kind of attacks you can make. So why don't we get into that? Let's get into the mechanics first before we go into all the goodies we have here.
Okay, so basically, you have a car, and you have stats for it based on the kind of car it is. So the smaller, commuter vehicles are going to be
push it up there.
Boom. They're going to be they're going to have less hit points, and they're going to be easier to destroy. Then your bigger monster trucks type stuff, they're going to be tougher, and they're going to do more damage. And so it's basically based a little bit off that. And then, but the trade-off is these guys are cheaper, so you could get a couple of them, or if you have a couple points left over, you could blow them on just a little dinky guy. So you got that going on. You have every turn. You have turns, and then the turns, it depends on what gear you're in. So if you're in first gear, pretty much everyone can be in at least first gear. So you can go, and you get to go. He goes around, and then second gear, if people don't shift up, then they can't go, and then if you're in fourth gear, you get to go, and so on and so forth. Some cars only go up to third or fourth gear, the sports cars are going to get 5 gears, and so they're going to be moving a lot more. Then you have the different templates, the different kinds of turns, based on how hard the turn is, you get certain bonuses and stuff like that. There are longer templates if you're going straight.
There's a straight templates over here. There's 3 different kinds of. You got your short, medium, and long, basically.
Yeah.
And depending on what gear you're in, depends on how fast or how long you can move your vehicles with templates.
Yeah, and so for example, the longest one, you can only do it if you're in 5th or 6th gear. So you can't start off the bat just going boom. You have to be in a higher gear to use that template. So the other important thing are the dice. The dice. Hold that really funky.
We'll get close-ups to all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
They have special rules on them, and they kind of help you while you're playing to maneuver. It takes a little getting used to, but after you play for a little while, it's really exciting and kind of fun because you're I gotta get that spin or I gotta get that slide. Can't get that hazard, no whammy.
Right.
So, yeah.
So basically the things you're going to need to play the game are you're going to need some cars, some vehicles, and you're going to need the special dice, which you can use regular D6s as long as you have a chart that says, okay, one is a slide, and it's in the book.
There's a chart in the book.
There's a chart in the book.
If you wanted to use normal dice, what to use? It's in there. It's pretty simple. Flavor-wise, though, it feels cooler to use. Yeah, and the templates are in the book.
Okay, so you can just copy the templates out of the book.
Yeah. And you can also print off their website. Yeah.
Here's the templates right here. Some of them.
Yeah, you go to their website and print it off too, and but it's a lot cooler when you have the acrylic templates. Yeah.
Right. You're also going to need some of these stat cards to write the stats down for each one of your vehicles.
Yeah, and you can print those again once off their website. The other thing I suggest, a lot of people do, you get like a big D6 so you can let everyone know what turn you're on, and then if you have some terrain to tie up, you go, oh, we're on gear 1, we're on gear 2, and that's just really helpful so everyone can see what's going on.
And the game is this is the thing I don't really like about the game. It's like the game is split up into turns, but each turn is split up into what gear you're in. So you start out like, okay, everybody's in gear 1, and then everybody does gear 1 stuff, and then now you're in gear 2, and everybody does gear 2 stuff, and you move up from there, and once you hit to gear 5, it's like it's
6 is
5
the
or
max,
6,
but yeah,
and then you go to turn 2, gear 1. So it's like each turn is split up into different things, and that is why you need this big dice, because you need to keep track of which gear you're in, but you also need to keep track of what turn you're on.
Yeah. Also on your sheets, it has a little place for you to put a die, so you can place that on there to say what gear you're on as well.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of statuses in this game as well, and you got this bag of templates here.
Yeah.
I got these.
I got off like Etsy, but I think they sell them on eBay too. I mean any place you can.
Or whatever you have. The other thing you're gonna need is gates.
Yeah.
So go over your gates here.
So they tell you the size of a gate, and they say one way you can do it is I just made one really quick out of plastic card, and I made it pretty thin so that when the cars drive over it, it's not too weird. You could just have a gap between some things, but I think having the gate, it makes it look a little cooler, and you can knock this project out in a couple hours.
Right. Now this is your version of the gates. Like when we first started, I made these versions of the gates, and they got like 1 and 2 on them, and they look, they're just representing gates. And I made those out of some kind of these little milk bottles that I got at the grocery store. And you're gonna need some terrain. I got this terrain here. I think this is from Halo. It's like Halo Reach. It doesn't need to be this fancy or anything, but well, you got it. This is the right scale for the cars. So, and I also have some of these to indicate turns and straightaways and those sorts of things.
But yeah, and you can go as crazy as you want to go. Like I've seen some people, they'll go get their kids Matchbox sets online, and they'll break them up and repaint them and stuff and make them look super cool. Like someone that made it look like had dinosaur skulls and stuff. So you can go as wacky or as cool or as normal as you want on that, and the world is yours on that one. Yeah, the big thing with the cars, when you kind of design your own cars, I just got some of my extra Games Workshop guns and just attached them to the cars and then just primed them up. Some people will drill out the 2 little rivets, yeah, and they'll take them completely apart, prime it all separately.
We'll get close-ups of that.
You don't have to do that. You can just prime them and it looks all right. It doesn't look as cool as if you take your time to do it, but it still looks pretty good.
Right. So is there anything else exciting or interesting about this game that you can think of?
I mean, I think the coolest thing is it's just you can go get Matchbox cars for $1. Mm-hmm. You could just get the templates, and you could cut them out of construction paper if you wanted to,
right?
Or and you could play this game easily for less than $20,
right?
And if just one of your buddies owns the book, you're good. The rules aren't too difficult. I mean, you want to have a book, obviously, but yeah, it's just a fun, cheap game. And occasionally Osprey will put out things that you can add on to it and stuff, and I think it's just a fun, cheap game that I think everybody can play. And it's a perfect game you can have your little kids play too.
Now, does this have a campaign mode?
Yeah. There are rules for campaigns, and as you win matches and stuff, you can get more money to buy more stuff, more equipment.
Okay, so you can run a whole circuit As you win, you can have a whole tournament with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just 1 or 2 people. And but you do. It depends on how big the game is, how many cars you control.
Yeah.
So you can just do 1 car, because we played games with just 1 or 2 cars, and you can work up from there.
There's a point cost to everything, and so you could say, hey, we're gonna. I think they call them barrels. So barrels of oil, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can have like a very small one. Like I think the smallest like 10 or 15, somewhere around there, and then you can have a huge one where you maybe have like 100.
Right.
And there are rules for like semis, and those semis can get pretty expensive pretty fast. You can have the semi and maybe a couple little cars, and you can have a pretty fun thing.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna probably inject some close-ups of this stuff, and now I totally cheated, and I put like 0 effort into my cars here. They're just completely off the shelf. Now this is obviously a time-traveling DeLorean. There's nothing on that one. This one, it has like a little rumble with the motor. This one and this one I got at like the flea market, and this one kind of has a battering ram on it. It's got a little bit larger wheels, and it looks a little more armored like a truck. And then I have this standard dune buggy, and I think this is like an 80s or 90s era Hot Wheels. But yeah, I totally got like 5 of these for $1 at the flea market. So I also have like I have several of these Batman themed cars, and I also have the Rumbler motorcycle for my bike. So that because you can use bikes, dune buggies, any kind of vehicles. So that's my team, and I'm gonna let Riley talk about his team and what he did to his team and how he painted them. So Riley, why don't you just go ahead and show us your vehicles?
Okay, the first one I've got is my SUV. It's got big tires. I put extra bumpers on it. I took a Necron gun and mounted it to the top. You can see here it came with like sporting stuff on it, and so I painted that in there to make it look cool. I also painted camouflage because, yeah, it's cool. Next one I have like my more sportsy car. It's got Tau rifles on it, and I painted it red, and then I came back with a lighter color, which makes it a little pinkish, but I still think it looks good. My next is my truck. It's got 2 Imperial Guard rifles on it, and I covered up the back with a corrugated plastic card. I painted it like a lighter blue and came back with a darker blue, and then I came back with a little bit of lighter blue to brush over it. This is my little buggy. It's got a
flamer? Yeah,
Imperial Guard flamer on it. I painted it orange. Well, I painted it red, and I came back with a little orange and yellow to make it look more flamey, to go with the flamethrower theme. I have my smaller SUV. It's got another Necron gun on it. There's stuff in the back. I haven't fully painted that all out. And then last but not least is my minivan. It's got the corrugated metal plastic card on it, 2 more Necron guns, and the tombstone on the back. So these are the dice. They have 3 different things on the sides, or sorry, 4. Hazard, shift, slide, and spin. Hazard just means you did something wrong. Shift is like the good roll. Slide means that you fell out. You slid. I mean, you slid sideways. And then spin means that you were going one direction. You kind of tweaked a little bit. Spins are actually really good to roll a lot of times. Slides can be good. Shift is always good. Hazard's always bad.
Now that you moved them.
Okay. All right. So here are the basic templates. You got your straight, long, medium, and short. Then you got your various turns. You know, a hairpin turn, hard turn, gentle, and just a turn. And then there's a swerve and a veer, which are very similar, just slightly different. You got the large template and the small template, and that's for like if you some of the weapons. And then the slide, if you're driving, and like let's say you get the slide, you were going to go from here to here. The templates match up, so instead of going from there to there, you go to the slide. And so you basically slid out. So. What else do you want to show?
Why don't you show them?
Oh, the gate.
The gate. So Riley, can you tell us how you made these gates? Can you give us a brief description of what they look like, what they're made of?
Yeah, they're pretty simple. You get plasticard at any hobby store, and I just kind of cut out some pieces, roughly the right length. It's white normally. I just glued it all together, primed it, painted it, and then there you go.
Well, now you say you primed it and painted it, but I mean, we're just starting out, and it's like people don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Like when you primed it, you painted it black with spray paint.
You painted it black with spray paint.
You can prime them black. You can prime them white. You can do them gray.
Brown, gray.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of colors. I like black, just general, because
you can build anything off of black.
Yeah, and
any
also,
color.
Generally speaking, the black, it seems to hide things a lot better. Sometimes the white, especially if you're in a humid environment, it can be a little gritty or chalky.
Yeah.
So I tend to like the black primer better. Gray's also pretty good too. But yeah, you just, I did it with an X-Acto knife, and I didn't use a ruler because it's kind of the idea of this is it's kind of a
gritty post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. So if everything was super straight and neat, that would look a little silly. That being said, it looks a little silly, but in a good way.
I think they look kind of orky to me.
Yeah, they do look kind of orky, which I mean, I for many years I've played orcs, so that kind of makes sense.
You're very used to orky stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then you painted them different colors, and then you dry brushed them.
Yeah, basically, I came over with colors that I did some metal colors because in theory they're driving over metal. Tried to make it a little bit rusty.
What color metal did you use?
I used just like this little bit of a coppery color. I want to say that in there's like a normal silvery color. There's gray. There's like an off-white. Obviously red, blue, orange, yellow, and green for the numbers. But that's something, like I said, you could knock this out. It'd probably take you an hour over a couple days.
And it's like they're
pretty flexible.
Pretty flexible.
I mean, I wouldn't want to play catch with them or anything. But you could make them more durable if you wanted to. I just kind of made them real quick. And then also the thickness of the plasticard you use. I use one of the thinner kinds. If you can kind of see it's super thin. If you use a thicker kind, it'll obviously be less flexy.
Alright, so this is a close-up of the book, Gaslands, and this is made by Osprey War Games, and the author is Mike Hutchinson. And just to give you a brief overview of the book, it's in color. I don't think the whole thing is in color. Oh, maybe it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
So it is in color. It's pretty nice. The thing I like about it is it's thin, which means there's not a ton to it. But there's enough in here to keep you going playing this game for quite a while, building up, working on campaigns, building from one game to another. There's several different scenarios in here. It'll even give you instructions on how to build some of these vehicles.
Yeah,
there's the semi-trucks right there. There's some advanced rules for like going from game to game with the seasons and winning and championships, and It's got your templates in the back. It's got what do you call these things? Your profiles.
Yeah.
And then all your little markers and stuff. So you can just copy these instead of getting fancy with the acrylics. But the acrylics are nice. I mean, we get spoiled around here and use a lot of the acrylics. Oh, look, that's me. It's my copy.
Yeah. And also their website does have a lot of good stuff you can download and print off. So if you you don't have a copier but you have access to a printer, you can just print it off.
You can print it off the website. They got JPEGs and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. And we'll see you next time.
All right.